stronger than the setback. It starts with supporting local. It is sustained by being positive and extending kindness. Please continue your extra efforts to support local. And thank you from the Edge Media Group for being a part of the greatest comeback of all time. You are making a difference.
The Edge Media Group encourages you to support local. Be sure to post what you're doing to show your support. Hashtag support local.
Have you been to Big Deal Store yet? Go to WPKYonline.com and click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. The other day, I redeemed a gift certificate on my smartphone. It was so easy. Thanks to Loyal Listener Big Deals, I found new places to eat, have fun, take the family out, and get my car fixed. With Loyal Listener Big Deals, you can save money and try new businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
If you really enjoy the stories you hear on Traveling the Bluegrass, we'd like to invite you to listen to the whole visit uncut. Just type youragadge.com into your browser. You'll find Traveling the Bluegrass uncut stories in long form, so you don't miss a thing. You'll also find lots of ag news and farm pictures from across the Commonwealth. You can also find all the Kentucky communities that Traveling the Bluegrass can be found. Remember to visit youragadge.com.
Time to take a look at community news here on 1580 103.3 WPKY. This morning's community news is brought to you by Community Medical Clinic.
Well, George Coon Public Library is inviting the kids to go on an interactive literacy adventure. Join in the story walk at Big Springs Park in downtown Princeton. Get involved and experience the book I Went Walking by Sue Williams. It'll be available during the month of June, and at the end of the book, got that QR code that'll take you to a survey. Screenshot it and show it to the employees at the front desk at George Coon. Each family will be giving a goodie bag of reinforcement items, and participants will be entered into a drawing for some extra items as well. Email your story walk pics to George Coon Public Library at gmail.com. For more information, visit George Coon's website or give them a call, 270-365-2884. And since you're over at George Coon, don't miss the Scholastic Book Fair. Now, that's downtown Princeton, June 7th through the 11th in the Library Auditorium. Great titles, low prices. There's something for pretty well everybody. The book fair's opening at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, up until 5 p.m. Monday and Wednesday, late on Tuesday and Thursday till 7 until noon on Friday. Of course, more information, you can visit them at georgecoonpubliclibrary.com, 270-365-2884. King's Kitchen food distribution has begun for the students of Caldwell County. Distribution will be held at Southside Baptist Church between 2 and 7 every single Tuesday through June and July. Final scheduled pickup on July 20th. Now, parents and guardians are asked to follow signs when you enter the parking lot. Prepare for loading under the canopy. Here's the phone number, 270-625-4627. And come and see the largest of all the dinosaurs. It's a Brachiosaurus. Over 50 different dinosaurs and counting on the tour. You can visit, eat, play, and learn with Jurassic Park at Casey's Pumpkin Patch Thursdays and Sundays from 4 p.m. until 9. You can take advantage of one of the free daytime or the night.
Saturday, Friday's high 82, Saturday's high up to 85 degrees. Once again, our forecast today, 60% chance of showers, thunderstorms. Today's high near 76. Right now we're at 64 degrees, mostly cloudy skies around the area.
Local businesses have supported us in every regard. Now it's our turn to support them.
At the Edge Media Group, we believe that 2021 will be the start of the greatest comeback of all time. You truly made a difference in 2020 as you chose to support local and to rally behind our local businesses, clubs, organizations, and communities. We choose hope. And we're asking you to join us to motivate, inspire, and support others as we seek to not only survive, but to actually thrive. We believe that our communities can make the comeback stronger than the setback. It starts with supporting local. It is sustained by being positive and extending kindness. Please continue your extra efforts to support local. And thank you from the Edge Media Group for being a part of the greatest comeback of all time. You are making a difference.
The Edge Media Group encourages you to support local. Be sure to post what you're doing to show your support. Hashtag support local.
If you really enjoy the stories you hear on Traveling the Bluegrass, we'd like to invite you to listen to the whole visit uncut. Just here on Traveling the Bluegrass, we'd like to invite you to listen to the whole visit uncut. Just type youragadge.com into your browser. You'll find Traveling the Bluegrass uncut stories in long form, so you don't miss a thing. You'll also find lots of ag news and farm pictures from across the Commonwealth. You can also find all the Kentucky communities that Traveling the Bluegrass can be found. Remember to visit youragadge.com.
It may be time for you to up your game.
Maybe it's landing a better job. Maybe it's getting a job.
Thursday, June 17th is your day.
There will never be a better opportunity to interview with more businesses and employers than Thursday, June 17th at the Bruce Convention Center in Hopkinsville.
This regional job fair will feature around 60 businesses that are looking to hire right now.
Bring your resume and meet us at the Bruce Convention Center
for the Comeback Job Fair.
11 till 4 on Thursday, June 17th.
Imagine this. It's late at night, it's cold and dark, and you have a flat tire. One never knows when old Bessie's going to cause you problems. There's only one place to call, Wallace Towing and Recovery in Princeton. Wallace Towing and Recovery is a 24/7 towing and recovery service. You can count on Wallace Towing and Recovery to get you safe and back on the road or to a repair shop. Wallace Towing and Recovery will jumpstart your vehicle, change a tire, deliver gas, unlock a door, or haul it to the garage or scrapyard. Wallace Towing and Recovery has you covered in Princeton and surrounding areas. Call Wallace Towing and Recovery. Check them out on Facebook, and when you need a tow or roadside help, call Wallace Towing and Recovery at 270-963-9081.
For Memorial Day, Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress had 60 months interest-free financing to help you finance the furniture you'd love to have. Lazy Boy, Ashley, and England are just a few of the brands they have to turn your house into a home. To help you save, they've decided to extend their great financing offer through June 5th. Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress, where you always get the best selection, the best furniture at the best price on the Boulevard in Hopkinsville.
Herb Hayes Furniture, always the best.
At the Edge Media Group, we're looking for a highly creative person to become our next marketing specialist on our sales team. Our mission is to help local small businesses grow. We use our radio stations as well as all of our digital marketing products to create promotions that provide tremendous results for our clients. The position offers excellent earnings opportunity in a progressive, fast-paced environment. If this sounds interesting to you, email your resume to me, Amy Berry, at aberry@oldies1480.com.
It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
And good morning, everyone. The Sideline Report is on the air from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. This is Todd Griffin in the WPKY studios. Again, good morning. Big show lined up for you today. Expecting a call momentarily from Dave Winder at Murray State. Also hoping this morning that Kevin Saul, the Murray State Athletic Director, can join us on the show as well. Murray State wrapping up a big sports season with the baseball team making it to the championship game of the OVC tournament over the weekend. So lots to talk about with those guys this morning. Also joining us on the show later on will be former Caldwell County baseball head coach Bradley Stallings, Caldwell County Tigers senior Tate Van Hoosier, and maybe some other members of the Tigers are expected to be here in the studio with us as well today. The Tigers winning the 7th District Baseball Championship over in Madisonville on Tuesday, a big 5-0 win over the Madisonville North Hopkins Maroons. So the Tiger baseball team on a bit of a roll right now and at the right time with the regional tournament coming up. That's going to start Saturday over at University Heights Academy in Hopkinsville. Also going to be talking track this morning with Caldwell County track coach Steve Shaw. The track teams were in action last weekend at Paducah-Tillman in the Class 2A regional tournament. We've got people headed to the state meet next week, and we'll talk with Coach Shaw about that coming up just a little bit later on the show. Do want to remind you that the 2nd Region Football Officials Association will have an organizational meeting coming up on June 7th, so keep that in mind. That meeting will be held at the Caldwell County High School in the Fine Arts Theater at about 6:30, so you'll want to check that out. That meeting is for any currently registered football officials, as well as anyone who has an interest in learning about becoming an official for high school, middle school, or even Little League football. There is an extreme shortage of football officials at the high school level right now, so they're really looking for football officials. If you have any questions or for more information, call Jay Davis at 270-836-0449. Again, Jay Davis's phone number is 270-836-0449, and that organizational meeting for high school football officials here in the 2nd Region is June 7th at 6:30 in the Fine Arts Theater at Caldwell County High School. Back with more on the Sideline Report right after this here on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Need cash fast? Get the money you need. Call ABC Finance now.
It seems like everyone is going on vacation except you. There's nothing you'd love more than to escape with your family for a few days.
Don't let money worry stop you. Visit ABC Finance.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morse at the Hopkinsville location.
We can help you take that family vacation you've been dreaming about.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call and we will take your application over the phone.
Or you can apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
And like us on Facebook.
ABC Finance in Hopkinsville on Fort Campbell Boulevard next to O'Charlie's and in Princeton Plaza. ABC Finance. All loans subject to normal credit approval.
Summer is here and it's time to have fun. Enter the Summer of Fun Staycation Edition, where you could win a huge prize pack to enjoy this summer with your family. Enter at Gracious Meat, Herb Hayes Furniture, The Farmer's Daughter, and Bikes and More in Hopkinsville, and Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Harper House, and Triplets Barbecue in Cadiz. It's going to be a summer of fun, so register at these locations before it's too late. Winner announced July 16th.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped you when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal. Brought to you by the Pennyroyal Regional Prevention Center.
Caliente, caldo, hot. No matter how you say it, the heat can be dangerous, but we can help. Donate fans or money during cooling our communities to help keep others more comfortable this summer. PACs will find those in need in the 9 surrounding counties. Drop off donations to Pennyroyal Hospice and Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress in Hopkinsville, or stop by our studios.
Thank you to all of our sponsors: Pennyroyal Hospice, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, First United Methodist Church, and Herb Hayes Furniture and Mattress.
Cooling our communities this summer, one donation at a time. Find out how you can help at WPKYonline.com.
We are back on the Sideline Report here at 1580 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Joining us now from Murray State is Dave Winder. And Dave, I hope the weather is better there in Murray than it is right here in Princeton right now. Pouring down rain right now in Princeton.
Well, it's doing the same in Murray. I hope that the sound of the rain on the tin roof here at the barn isn't going to be too loud. But, I was just thinking this morning, it's about time for it to dry up a little bit.
Yeah, the rain coming down, and if you hear anything else, we've got construction work going on right outside the studio and the street. So busy day here in Princeton, but I know you guys have finished a busy spring sports schedule there at Murray State, and, of course, the baseball team had a nice run to the OVC championship game, too.
Certainly did. I've done a lot of reflecting since the last Murray State activity was last week at the OVC baseball tournament at Jackson, Tennessee. As you mentioned, I'm sure we'll hit on that a lot. But, I've been thinking a lot about how difficult the last year was in the athletics department and Murray State University as a whole. And I'm just really proud of a lot of people I work with and proud of our leadership at Murray State that we made it through. And you remember I told you when we got started there in basketball, once everything else kicked in February, it was going to get busy. So it certainly did. 300 events in 120 days. That's combining road and home events. But we did it as a team, just like any one of our teams. We did it as a team, and we made it through. And in many areas, the Racers had great success in the school year.
Well, and looking forward maybe to next school year, I just hope that we can have fall sports in the fall and winter sports in winter and then spring sports in the spring next year.
Well, we just put the capacities for the CFSB Center and Roy Stewart Stadium back to their largest capacity. You remember this past school year, we had to reduce capacity to 25%. So, yes, we are planning on going back to full bore with everything, and really looking forward to the football season in the fall with Coach Dean Hood and the OVC Coach of the Year, coming off a tremendous season. It was great on the field. It was weird playing a football season in the spring, but it was something that the fans, I think, are really excited about the football season in the fall. And we'll get it going September 2nd at home against Mississippi Valley State.
Well, with the COVID situation, I think that was tough on everybody, but kind of a unique experience to go through now looking back at some of those things. And I think people will talk for years about the season where you played football in the spring.
Well, I think the leadership that Dean Hood and his staff showed of keeping that team together and then having them peak their preparation in time to play the first games there late February, early March was just remarkable. Dean and his staff went over 400 days from the time he was introduced as coach until he finally got to coach a game. So we were really happy with the way the spring season went, and season tickets are now available. All you got to do is call the CFSB ticket hotline, 270-809-3000, or visit GoRacers.com and click on the tickets drop-down menu, and you could get your season tickets right now for football. We're going to have a big home season. When you think about having family weekend again in person, homecoming in person, Hall of Fame day in person, our military and first responders appreciation day in person, it makes you feel really excited about what's to come in the fall.
Well, going back to baseball for just a minute, what was kind of the overall experience at the OVC tournament there in Jackson?
Well, Todd, you know that baseball is, the game itself is near and dear to my heart, and even more so is the Murray State baseball program. I played for Coach Johnny Reagan in the early 80s, so it means a lot to me. This group of young men that we had on Dan Skirka's third team were just tremendous in every way. And you look at the full body of work, first of all, 34 wins. It's just the seventh time in Racer history that a team's won 30 games in a season. Their 18 conference wins was a school record. They led the OVC in 6 offensive categories, including RBI, doubles, triples, homers, slugging percentage, runs scored. The offensive firepower that I saw on that team was just amazing, amazingly consistent. We had a conference leading 7 players that won some kind of OVC postseason honor, whether it was all freshman team or first or second team all OVC. Ozart and Brock Anderson were tied for the OVC home run lead. Each of them had 19. So yeah, it just goes on and on and on. It was just a great season. And then we got down to Jackson, Tennessee, at the ballpark at Jackson for the tournament. First time the OVC had been to that great venue since 2016. There was a period of time there between 2010 and 2016 when the tournament was held there every year. But so first time they'd been back since 16, and the very first game out of the gate is against Morehead State, a team that Murray State had scrapped together, and the first night the Racers are one strike from ending the game with a win, and just could not get that last out. And here comes a big old line of thunderstorms at about, I guess it was probably 10 o'clock. And so we had to shut it down with Morehead State leading off. The Racers even had a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth, couldn't do it. Rain comes in. They have to call it for the night. We come back the next day. We play 4 more innings of extra baseball. And then the Racers finally win it in the most amazing way. There was 2 outs in the ninth, and they had to shift on our left-handed hitter, Trey Woosley. He hits a little squibber to shortstop, but there's nobody there. Goes into left field for a base hit. So we've got 2 outs. He's a slow runner. Dan Skirka puts on a drag bunt. David Huddleston lays it down. The Morehead State pitcher, who had been doing great, picks it up and promptly throws it down the right field line. Woosley's trying to truck home from first base with the winning run. He stumbles coming around third and does a dive halfway between home plate and third base. But the ball is so far down in the corner that he had time to get up and score the winning run. So that's how the tournament started. It was quite the way to end the ball game.
Well, and made a great run, ended up being in the losers bracket and got back to the championship game, a winner-take-all final game. But it seemed like I think you played 2 extra inning games during the tournament, and then having to play that extra game really kind of hurt when you got to that final championship game.
Well, the Racers met Southeast Missouri State in the second game after that tremendous extra inning win. And in that one, the Racers had a 5-2 lead in the 8th inning, and the bullpen just could not handle Southeast Missouri's hitters and lost that game. I guess 6-5 was the final in that one. So when you look at the prospects of what happens if you win that game, as opposed to what happens when you lose it and you have to go and, like you said, play an extra game to get back to it, that really, and plus already having covered 4 extra innings with the pitching staff in that Morehead State game, just really put us in a bad spot there. But the Racers came back the next day and defeated Austin Peay and knocked them out of the championship, and that's another one. That was extra innings, and have you ever seen a team win the game on a walk-off strikeout?
No, that's pretty unusual.
Brock Anderson was at the plate. Racers had, I think, his bases loaded, maybe with 1 out. He swung at a pitch in the dirt. A bad swing. The catcher can't handle it. Ball goes to the screen, and here comes the winning run in from third base. So that brought the Racers back to SEMO, the team that had already given them a loss. And being a double elimination tournament, the Racers had to beat them twice. And momentum was certainly on our side, and the Racers blitzed SEMO 10-1 on Friday night, Saturday night, to force a single game on Sunday for the championship. And that's when we hit the wall, Todd, because we had no fresh pitcher that could start that game. And we went back to Shane Burns, and he didn't last very long. and we just threw the whole staff at them in the kitchen sink, and that's what they had. One more fresh guy, and he was really good, and they turned the tables on us and beat us 10-1. So it was a 4-day marathon, but gosh, it was fun. It was great to see the Racers right there playing for the championship.
We're talking this morning with Dave Winder, the Associate AD for Media Relations from Murray State University. And Dave, I believe you guys finished 4th in the Commissioner's Cup this year.
Yes, and that's, the last time the Commissioner Cup was held in 2019, the Racers won it with 7 championships during the year. This past year we won 2 championships, and we were there close. Congratulations to SEMO. They had a great year up and down the various sports. To win that Commissioner's Cup, you've got to average at least a 3rd place finish in all your sports. That means if someone finishes 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th, then somebody's got to make up for that. And we won championships in soccer, women's soccer, and rifle this year. But that's the only ones we were able to win. Now, football was right there on the final game of the year against Jacksonville State with a chance to win it. We just mentioned that baseball had a chance on the last weekend to win the regular season title, but finished 2nd. So, it's a neat thing for a conference to do that, because it really does rally the various teams at Murray State to root for each other, and that's a good thing.
Well, Dave, just one more baseball question for you. I got home last night just in time to see the Dodgers score 11 times in the first inning. As Cardinals fans, do we just pretend that didn't happen, or what do we do here?
Well, over the course of a long season, you're going to have days like that. I was glad to see the Cardinals not burn their bullpen for a game like that. But the bigger problem is what to do with Carlos Martinez. I've just never liked his intensity when he starts. He seems to pace himself, and he was much better coming out of the bullpen. And I thought there we saw the intensity and the desire to compete. I just don't see that when he's a starter, and that was just awful last night.
Now, the guy has an incredible arm, but he just can't seem to put it together sometimes.
Well, the other thing it shows you is it doesn't matter how hard you throw. If you put that ball over the plate, a professional big league hitter is going to hit it, and he's going to hit it hard. And then you throw in the walks to go with it, and that's why you give up a touchdown in the first inning.
Yeah, that one was kind of tough. Well, Dave, as always, appreciate you joining us and giving us an update from Murray State, and go Racers this fall.
All right, Todd. We'll talk to you as the summer progresses.
All right. Saturday time to 85 degrees. Once again, our forecast today, 60% chance of showers, thunderstorms. Today's high near 76. Right now we're at 64 degrees, mostly cloudy skies around the area.
They say variety is the spice of life. We all want choices. Men and women want to pick what they want. When it's time to select that special truck, Trice Hughes in Princeton has the variety. 3 brands to choose from: Chevrolet, GMC, and Ram. Whether you're a farmer, whether you're pulling a camper with your favorite person, or whether you just want to drive a truck, Trice Hughes in Princeton has your truck. Stop by and pick out your truck today.
Find them on Highway 91 North Princeton or at tricehughes.com.
Goodwin Insurance Agency and Woodall Agency have great news. Effective January 1st, they have joined forces to provide even more options for all your insurance needs. Together, they provide the best prices and coverage from top-rated insurance companies and insure all lines of insurance. See Tori Hammett or Fred Foltz, or go to insurewithgoodwin.com for more information. Don't pay too much for your insurance. Let them shop for you and save today.
This is the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3.
Move up in the standings. We were 5th a couple years ago, and then, of course, 2020 got washed out with COVID. But then this year we were able to jump over a couple teams, put ourselves into 4th, and actually came within about 4 points of finishing 3rd in the region on the boys' side and 2 points on the girls' side.
Well, and a pretty tough region. You expect Paducah-Tillman to be pretty good, but then Callaway County ended up winning both of the girls and boys team titles.
They managed to jump over Tillman, which is a pretty big feat. But, the coaches down there have been working on that program. They've got tremendous numbers out for the team. They get a lot of local support, and so when you can put that many athletes out there and then put good quality athletes out there on the track like Callaway does, those points are going to start adding up, and they've got some of the tops in the region.
Well, not exactly ideal weather conditions for you guys last Saturday, and I think every track meet I've been to has had either cold weather or rainy weather or both. Do you guys ever have meets on nice sunny days?
Occasionally. Seems like we've had a couple decent nights, but I think it may be you. I think this is all your fault. As much as we appreciate you being out there, Todd, he comes out there and does so much to support the team and get the pictures and get them on there for the kids and report the stories. Came to one, just to let you know how tough it is. First one he came to was at Crittenden. I think it may have been about 20 below. And then the sun went down and it got worse. And then you were at Marshall County and it rained on us like it is today. Yeah. And then it was cold on Saturday. So, tough conditions, but, we were able to perform. The kid translate into most of the performances were right on par with kind of their best. We had a couple a little below. But, that was really to be expected on the day we had.
Well, I definitely felt the love this week because when I got to track the other day, everybody's like, you brought the weather with you, didn't you? And then when I got to baseball the other day, the Tigers said, you can't be in our dugout. Last time you were in our dugout, we lost. So so they tried to kick me out of the dugout. But
with baseball, you can't mess with, My son played baseball, and then on the girls' side, our girls 4x8 team may actually get in. Which is pretty exciting. And then Tamia Walker, our one senior girl, or one of our senior girls, I don't want to leave Kinsey out, has a chance at qualifying possibly in the 100 and 200, maybe in the long jump, but that's kind of an outside.
Tamia says she's going to Louisville and maybe trying to get on the track team there.
She has. She sent some stuff in, so we're talking, trying to get her out there, and then see what she can do with some full time, just invested 100% in track. With the coaches up there and see if they can step her up to the next level. With her work ethic, that's not going to be the factor. It's just going to be physical limitations, whether she can or not.
When is the state track meet, and what's the plans as far as going up there and getting ready for that?
Next Friday is the meet. They'll hold it all day. It'll be at UK, which is pretty nice. It's an 11-lane track. And of course, you're running out of college, so it's going to be much better than anything we've seen so far. But we'll leave out Thursday afternoon, get up there, get some dinner, get to the hotel at a decent time, and then we'll have to be at the track about 8 o'clock in the morning and just roll from there, and it'll last till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I mentioned first coming on the show this morning about the officials meeting for football referees, and I know there's a shortage of referees, and I'd forgotten that you were a football referee and are a football referee, so you guys were looking for some help for this fall.
Always looking for for new officials. Some of us are starting to get up in age, so those younger legs are always nice to chase those kids. Every year they seems like I don't know if I'm getting slower, they're getting faster, probably both. But it's a worthwhile thing to go out there and to officiate. Ideally, as an official, you go out there and nobody would know that we're there. We just blow our whistles for downs and never throw a flag, and call touchdowns and get the game over with, and everybody goes home safe. But it's part of it is having to administrate the game. But coaches do a pretty good job of that, and helping you. And this is a good region to be in. There's a lot of good talent. You get the best seat in the house. I mean, you're right on the field. I mean, you can't pay for a better seat. So as an official, it's good. If you loved football and you want to see it continue to do well, we really do need to get good quality officials out there, because without us, you can't have the games.
And that meeting is Tuesday night.
The 7th.
The 7th. What day is that? Anybody got a calendar real quick? Everybody grabs their phone to see that it's June 7th at 6:30. That's Monday.
Yeah,
Monday. My bad. So
So Jay Davis, one of our local residents here, is the assigning secretary. Does a great job, of getting us together, keeping us informed. Make sure that we're up to speed on the rules and new rules and things that the KHSA is wanting us to focus on. So. He'll be there.
That they came along with is a home run, but at the end of the day, we got to win. That's all that matters.
Well, you had to get a pretty good piece of that one, though. That one was in the air for a long time.
Yeah, I was just looking like Coach Downs always said, and I'll still the coach now. He's think gap to gap, hit the ball opposite field, and pull the ball a little bit. I was trying to get a couple runs on the board and some insurance runs, and worked out a little bit.
Well, talk about the championship a little bit. Was that on your radar going into the district tournament that maybe you could win the thing?
Yeah, for sure. Since day one, Coach Max, that's what he's laid his eyes on. We said district first, and we didn't go to region. So all along, we knew we had it in us. We just had Bizzle came on the mound and pitched his butt off that day, and 1 through 9 hit the ball, and that's what it takes to win a ball game is 1 through 9 hitting the ball, and not just guys here and there, and it was a good team win.
Bradley, you were over there watching the game. Were you able to enjoy it, or were you squirming kind of up there in the stands?
Definitely squirming. I was up there standing around. He couldn't sit down.
No, I tried to sit down for a minute, but I don't remember who I said it to. It may have been Tate's dad. I said, Lord, this is a lot more nerve-wracking than coach. At least when you coach and you felt like you played a little bit out. It was fun to watch. It was neat to watch, and it was fun to watch those kids and the team succeed and overcome a lot of things.
Deontay Walls with a 2-hitter against Madisonville, and I told you over there after the game that kind of reminded me of the game Chris Logston had pitched over there. I looked that up. I think it was 2015 or 20 Central that year, and the championship game got moved over to Madisonville.
Right, and it was rainy and it was cool. I remember taking pictures after that game. All of us had jackets on.
Yeah,
it was cool. It was borderline cold, really. But no, that was a similar game. It had a similar type feel. The only difference was I think Logston did break 80 in his mile per hour. I'm not so sure Bizzle ever touched 65. But isn't that a testimony to just how you play the game?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be a fireball thrower. I thought Deontay did an unbelievable job of command and sticking with the game plan. I'm not sure what the game plan was, but whatever it was, he didn't venture off of it because first inning through the 7th inning, he kept chugging and kept plugging, and Madisonville didn't make the adjustments, and he just kept doing what Bizzle does, and the guys behind them made plays, and that was fun to watch. Man, that's good baseball to watch.
Well, strangely enough, Logston threw a 2-hitter that day, and it was 3-0, and Bizzle throws a 2-hitter, and it's 5-0. So you kind of see the similarities there in the district championship games.
There was, we were talking after the game. That game with Logston, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure it went an hour. I remember us talking that day. That may have been one of. We don't record stuff like that, but that game did not go an hour. I don't know that I've ever been a part of a game that did not go an hour.
Well, I actually looked up the story last night from that game, and Logston gave up 2 hits right away in the first inning. I think he retired the next 19 hitters he faced.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
That's getting it done.
Yes. Yeah. And I had forgotten that. I had forgotten that the 2 hits came in the first inning, and then after that, I don't know that they had very many base runners after that. If it was a walk.
I think he retired 19 straight. I think it was. Yeah, it was pretty powerful performance.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And 8 out of the last 9 district championships belong now to Caldwell County.
Yes, and that's incredible, and it's a testimony to these guys here, and continuing that, and especially when we've talked about this a lot. When we moved districts to that 7th district back in, I don't remember what it was. Was it 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that
2006,
area?
2006, 2007, somewhere around there.
There was a lot of people that said, well,
maybe 2005.
It was somewhere in there.
Right in that area.
Said, y'all may never win another district. And so, that was one of the things that we focused on through those years. And, it's just neat to watch these guys continue to do that. After the game was over, Tate came up and gave me a hug, and he said it's coming back home where it should be. It's just that mentality of those kids, and that's a testimony to Coach Mack and, Jimmy Dyer and Coach Dyer and building that in these kids throughout this year, too.
But what happened Tuesday, that's kind of baseball, I don't think anybody else outside the Caldwell County camp was thinking the Tigers were going to win the district championship. And, Tate, you guys go over there and beat Dawson and then take out Madisonville.
Yeah, they beat us early on in the year. It was a close ball game, and we didn't get to play the second game. I think it did rain the second game out, maybe.
I think it did,
that.
Yeah.
But we came out and we had a game plan, and we executed it pretty good. And like I said, Bizzle pitched his butt off on the mound, and I kind of went from there. He set the tone, and we followed behind him.
Well, and Madisonville with a good pitcher, Jonathan Kane. I think he's going to play for Luther Bramblett up at Midway, and you guys had a tough time with him here and ended up losing in extra innings. What was kind of your approach, Tate, as the team going in to try to hit that guy?
I think it helped seeing him that first time, seeing his arm slot, seeing where he located the fastball and curveball, So I think that helped a lot. And, we kind of jumped on him early is what I think really got to him. The first couple, me and Logan got first 2 good hits. It wasn't a warning track, but they caught him. So I think that kind of got to him a little bit. But after that, I think we jumped on him early, and I think that's what really got to him, and we just went on from there.
Elmer Kelly Stadium seems like a pretty big ball yard to me. Does it kind of seem that way to you guys?
Yeah, I think it's not as deep in center, is it?
No, the shallowest part of the field is center field. It's kind of it's dimensionally kind of different than anywhere you play.
Yeah, so.
Well, and the right fielder's playing downhill too.
Yeah, the left fielder's up top and running down. It's weird when you're warming up.
But kind of special to go over there and get a win, especially over Madisonville, because like I said, I think Madisonville probably thought they were going to win that game, and they probably should anytime Kane goes out there and pitches, but you guys were able to get to him.
Yeah, I think they were also kind of the favorite, number 1 seed, and we were the 3 seed, but, it's baseball. Baseball's weird. So, we came out with a win, like a good team win, and, we headed into the regional tournament.
Regional tournament's coming up Saturday over at University Heights Academy, and Bradley, a little different to be starting the regional tournament on a Saturday, but I know one thing you're glad you don't have to figure out anymore is who to pitch in the regional tournament, because you can always pull your hair out trying to figure out what kind of game plan to come up there.
Yeah, that was one of the most nerve-wracking things. My wife, I'd pace the floor and call Dono 6 or 7 times and, call other people that I trusted and figure out what to do. And but it's a great problem to have. I think these guys will be ready. I think Dono and Jimmy have done a great job with these young men this year. And, like Tate said, I can't speak for Dono and Jimmy, but I do know that there wasn't a whole lot of guys that gave this team a lot of shot outside the circle. And, to build that camaraderie like Dono and Jimmy did, and to keep these guys on track and to keep them going. And, I think that's just a testimony to Dono and Jimmy and what they were able to do. And, that's a great accomplishment to do what they did. I mean, they went to Madisonville and beat Madisonville. That's not easy to do anyway, just because, if nothing else, the dimensions of that field and how it is and who you're playing and the surroundings. And
playing surface.
Yes, the playing surface looked a little rough. I'll just kind of leave it at that, but it did look kind of like a goat ranch. But anyway, that's kind of the thing. It was neat to see these kids. They made no excuses. They went out and they played and they executed, and I'm just happy for them.
Well, we get a little spoiled here because the infield is so nice now, and of course I remember back in the day when it had that great big lip on it, and heaven help you if you had to get a ball that caught that thing. But anymore, I think our infield is probably as good as anybody's around.
Yeah, I play first and third. So, I get to talk to the umpires a lot, and every time we play there, we get a different umpire, and they're always like, "Man, this is the best field around." Like, I wish that we could play the district and region here. I wish we could too, but I'd rather play here than almost anywhere else in the region, especially the playing surface, the atmosphere. Just I guess have an advantage of your home field, but it is nice to play here. It's really nice.
Well, too many rules, I guess, to get to host the regional tournament here.
It is, and it's kind of frustrating, I think, because it seems to be some rules and then not others apply at different times. But I get it. I get it. But the community and a lot of people throughout the community have helped make that field what it is and come a long way with it, and shout out to Big Willie Brown. He's out there mowing a lot. And this, going back to Madisonville, this has been a rough year for growing anything. The weather's been awful. It's been up and down. Coach Shaw alluded to that in track. I mean, it may be 70 one day and 30 the next. We had 60 degrees, and then you wake up with a foot of snow on the ground. It's just awful to try to grow anything in this weather, much less, grass. And, it was hard, but I thought our field was in good shape. I thought, the guys, young men here, along with Will Brown and Dono and Jimmy, went out there. I thought our field was in good shape. Bruce Farmer, does a lot. Him and Jeff, they go out there and do a lot too. It's just a community effort to get that to happen. It's not one person, it's not one thing, but it is nice to finally have a good field where you don't have to worry about your your head getting smoked on a routine ground ball jumping up. But,
They say variety is the spice of life. We all want choices. Men and women want to pick what they want. When it's time to select that special truck, Trice Hughes in Princeton has the variety. 3 brands to choose from: Chevrolet, GMC, and Ram. Whether you're a farmer, whether you're pulling a camper with your favorite person, or whether you just want to drive a truck, Trice Hughes in Princeton has your truck. Stop by and pick out your truck today.
Find them on Highway 91 North Princeton or at tricehughes.com.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Back on the Sideline Report here at 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Todd Griffin in the WPKY studios, joined this morning by Caldwell Tiger Tate Van Hoosier. He's a senior, and Tate getting ready to go to Wren Lake to play his college baseball. And Tate, kind of tell us about that decision, and why did you end up wanting to go to Wren Lake?
First of all, I knew a lot about the program. Having Jay Shrine, Briar, Gabe, and Bryce there, it also helped knowing the campus really well and knowing the coach. But they got a new coach, Coach Walker, and he's a really good guy. I've talked to him a lot lately. He's originally from California. He's been at JUCO out there, and that's one reason. That's why I decided to go there. I had a lot of other contacts and offers, but COVID, what didn't help me at all. Not being able to, the college coaches not being able to recruit me my junior year. That's what time usually get recruited as a baseball player. It's your junior year summer, and they weren't able to come out then, and so I think that's why that hurt me a little bit, not getting a lot of the offers, because I had a lot of college coaches tell me, if we would have been able to watch you play, we could have based that off of offers and stuff. But it is what it is, and I'm happy to go to Wren Lake and hopefully excel pretty good up there.
Former Tiger baseball coach Bradley Stallings is with us. Caldwell County track coach Steve Shaw as well, and Bradley, just an unfortunate situation last year that nobody really got to play anything last spring.
Yes, it was. And we've talked about that, I think, in here before. This time last year, even now we're in June, we still weren't sure what we were dealing with. With the COVID deal, there was so much unknown there. So, it was a hard decision. It was an unfortunate decision, but I think it was one that probably was a good decision at the time, not knowing what we were dealing with. But it did hinder these young men as far as their baseball and other sports, track, whatever the spring sport was. It got canceled. And people talked about last year's seniors, it hurting them in the process. And I would always kind of say, yes, it did, but this is the group. This year's senior group is the one, because when the NCAA came up and said, hey, we're going to give everybody in spring sports an extra year, no questions asked, then it trickled down to NAIA, and then I think it even went into JUCO. When that happened, that just backlogged all of these kids, because, if you're in college and you think you can get, some more looks, why wouldn't you? So what that does is that backlogs, this year's seniors, and could possibly even do it for next year's seniors, depending upon how many kids from a specific program stay. So now we've even seen it trickle down into Kentucky high school. I think we're the only state in the union that said, hey, we can give these other kids an extra year. So it's a unique situation that I think a lot of times as a former coach, but as coaches now too, it's just you kind of got to fill it out as you go. It's one of those deals where there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. You just have to take an individual athlete and do what's best for them.
One neat thing I thought this year was when the Tiger baseball team had senior day, and of course that's Tate, you and Bizzle. Yeah. You also had a chance to honor Coach Stallings, and Bradley, I know that had to be a big thrill to walk out there and get acknowledged by the crowd that day.
It was. It was neat, and that again, Dono and Jimmy. Jimmy was an assistant coach when I played under Mr. Beavers, and Dono was that group that was, 4, 5, 6 years ahead of me in school, but that's the group we kind of looked up to when we were little kids. And then Dono helping me all those years was special. And shout out to them again for winning that district. I wouldn't expect anything less, coaching with Dono all those years and knowing Jimmy and getting these kids to rally and play hard is something special. But, man, it was special, and I thank them for just bringing me out there. And, Tate and Bizzle, players are special. Players what make it special to coach, and to have them just to give them a hug on the field once again, was special. And, I love them. As a coach, you love your players, and you just hope that they love you back. And but it was special, and I love them, and I appreciate them and what they did. I've always told them that, there's things that people can take away from you, but the memories that you experience between a coach and a player, the relationships that you have there, nobody's going to take that away from you. I'm going to go to my grave with those and laugh and cut up every time I see these young men, and maybe shed a tear. And when they get older and they bring their family up to me, I get to mess with their sons and tell them what all their daddies did wrong and knock them down a notch. But, no, it's special, and I'm just thankful for the good Lord for giving me that opportunity, over the years, and then it's just special. That's all I know to say.
Well, when you go back and look at those regional championship teams you had, look at the talent on those teams and where some of those kids still are today.
Yes. And, that's just a testimony to those kids and their parents and other things. And I don't mean to be, downplaying my role or anything, but it's just the fact I just happen to be a part of the ride of that. And, and spend years with them, and I just sitting back and watching them. I think you were talking about this the other day when you see those kids. I keep up with them on Game Changer. When Gabe pitches or Jace is playing or Bryce is at NKU or Noah and Shane and all the other kids that are other places, and you watch and you keep up with them, but you get a little pit in your stomach. It's kind of it's a give and take, and because you want them to do so well, and they have for the most part. Those kids have succeeded, and that's, I don't want to say proud, but it's neat to watch that happen.
Yeah, one of the things I mentioned the other day, how tough it was if you watch Emma Talley on TV or you're watching Shane Burns pitch for the Racers, because you want them to do so well that
your palms are sweating.
It's almost miserable sometimes trying to watch them because you're just pulling for them so much. And sports are tough, especially at the level some of these kids play at, and it's hard to just be successful all the time.
It is, and I think I've told when I coach, that's what I told those guys. Everybody wants to succeed, but very few are willing to put in the time that it takes to succeed. And even if you put the time in, there's no guarantee you're going to succeed. So you have to put yourself out there, and that's not easy. Everybody else is criticizing and playing, armchair quarterback or Sunday morning quarterback or should have done this or should have done that. That's easy. But it's the people in the ring, it's the people in the atmosphere, the people that are there that are doing it. You got to put yourself out there. And it's not easy. And you're going to fail a lot more than you're going to succeed. That's part of sports. You and I have talked about that a lot. When you take failure out of sports, then it's just not quite as special as it was. And that's harsh to say, but when you do succeed, Mr. Boyd talked to me, we talked several times, and he said, man, it's sweet when you finally break through on that because of all the times that you were just there knocking on the door and it just didn't go your way. And it is. In sports, they're not the end-all, be-all, but they're a very great teaching tool.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3, WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky. And Bradley, one of these days, I keep trying to get Dono to come in the studio.
Good luck.
Yeah. I would love to have a big discussion one day over which group was better, the 91 region champs or the 16-17 region champs.
He's going to say 91
all day.
All day, every day. And why wouldn't you, if you played on that team? I think both, that's just a great conversation to have. That 16 team and 17 team. When you have 31 wins, that's something special around here. And it's not like we played a small schedule. That's one of the things that we tried to do. And Dono and them in 91, I remember, this is going to date us all, and I remember being in the 7th grade and going watching that in Henderson, that district or that regional championship game. And, that was that was neat as a little kid to see that, and it gave aspirations of what Tiger baseball could be. So that team right there, you know, I think kind of set the tone for modern baseball. Not that, you know, my dad played in the 70s, and you heard all those stories, and the guys in the 60s, and, you know, even in the 50s, you know, we've talked about that because we've gone back and done history. You know, you look at those teams in the 50s and 60s, they played like 6 games. They played just enough games to get into the district tournament, and they still were successful, you know.
Back then, if it rained, though, you were done for 2 weeks.
Yes. And so, and, you know, I think that happened a lot in that 91 team. You know, they had a lot of rainouts.
They were 20-4. That's what they finished, 20-4.
Yes, that's a great.
And they won the region.
And won the region at 20-4. And if, like I said, I was young. If my memory serves me right, they had Owensboro. Was it Owensboro Senior in that sectional?
In the sectional.
They had them where they wanted them, and the ball bounced the wrong way. I think
it was a 2-1 game or something like that. So.
You know, kind of like us in 16, where we had Scott County right where we wanted it. And, you know, I always remember Shane Burns, you know, scorching that one down the line. And that first baseman at Scott County, he still's never seen that ball. He didn't know he fielded that ball.
Made the play of his life.
Made the play of his life. And, you know, and we're scoring 2 runs, and at least 2, maybe 3, and the bases were loaded if I'm right on that. So, you know, it's just like Tate said earlier, baseball is just, we say it all the time, it's a funky game, but it is a funky game, and it's a great game.
I appreciate you guys coming in this morning. Coach Shaw, anything else to add before you get out of here?
Nope. Just got a big week coming up, so hopefully, we were talking about the weather earlier. That was so odd because we've been so lucky because about 3 o'clock every day, it has just kind of cleared off for about an hour and a half. We get practice in, and then it comes right back in. So maybe the good Lord's shining down on us for a little bit to get ready for state. So I'll take it.
Well, good luck to you guys up in Lexington next week.
Yes,
thank you.
Good luck.
And Lady Tiger softball at home today, hosting Madisonville North Hopkins in the 7th District Softball Championship. 6 o'clock. Let's hope the weather holds. And if you can't get to the game, we'll have it for you here on WPKY today. And Tate, a chance for Caldwell County to sweep district championships.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't remember the last time. I know not in my era, a softball team and a baseball team around here has won in the same year, but do you know any?
Actually, the last time Caldwell softball won a district championship was 2002.
Yeah, it's the year I was born. So.
As a member of the 5th district. That was as a member of the 5th district. The Lady Tigers have never won the 7th district softball championship, but they did beat Madisonville out here earlier this year. Lost to them 12-11 over there. So I think there's, even odds.
Good game.
Good game. So it should be a good game, and hopefully both teams can get that championship, and good luck to you guys over at the regional tournament next week.
Sir, appreciate it.
Brad, as always, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
That's going to wrap up a busy show here on the Sideline Report today. Again, thanks to Dave Winder for joining us from Murray State University, Caldwell track coach Steve Shaw, former Tiger baseball coach Bradley Stallings, and Caldwell County Tiger senior Tate Van Hooser all with us today. Again, I appreciate it. That's going to wrap up the Sideline Report. This is Todd Griffin. You've been listening to the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. The number of people filing for first-time jobless help last week hits a new pandemic low.
There were 385,000 people filing new claims, down 20,000 from the week before. The number of people still receiving benefits increased, though. Continuing claims came in at 3.7 million.
Fox's Jenny Costa reports there were nearly 1 million new jobs created last month.
The payroll processing company says private employers created 978,000 new jobs in May. The Labor Department releases its May employment report on Friday.
And Buckingham Palace says Britain's Queen Elizabeth will meet President Biden and the First Lady at Windsor Castle. Visit to the UK to attend the G7 summit next week. It's the group's first face-to-face summit in more than 2 years. America's listening to Fox News.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the Ultimate Unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you find the right oil for your next change. We've got what your car's engine needs. Right now you can get 5 quarts of Pennzoil high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And you can get it all fast your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Your WPKY